Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Rosie here. You know, it's really eerie to like see yourself as part of this whole thing at this point. You know, you can call me an asshole. Scott John's like, oh, this guy's just an asshole. I didn't get heard for being nice, bro. That's not why we got heard. Okay. Uh, Being nice is not a part of the character that we do here, and that I certainly, if I was just another one of you positive saps, I certainly wouldn't be where we are right now. Okay. Anyway, and I love where I am right now. Thank you very much. I have a great community with a lot of friends. Okay. So anyway, beside the point. So we're about to get flamed again. That's fine, but let's go ahead and talk about this. So, I woke up yesterday and I saw this. And I saw hooks versus kills. I'm like, oh, I know what's his opinion on this. I've always known his opinion on this. His opinion on this is that he likes the kills. And I've known that for a long, long time because I've known that based on when he and Truth had a discussion about the Wraith. And then he was like, oh, well, here's what I did with Trapper. I 4K with this, 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 and this. And I'm like, oh, so he doesn't even care about the hooks. Like, I've known this about him for a long time. And then as soon as he got screwed over at Best of the Best, it was just definitely going to solidify that. So I'm like, oh, my boy Oates, which is a meme, by the way. But, like, of course, the one video of me blows up, like, criticizing the guy who I have a meme name for. I saw the pronunciation of his name, and I didn't like it as much as just calling him Oates, so that's what I've always called him. That's the funny part. Okay, so anyway, though. He'll like, oh, he'll be sensible about this topic. And then, all of a sudden, he's playing clips of me on his video. And I'm like, what the fuck? I found it odd. I typed this in the comment section. I found it odd to even lump me in with these guys. Like, it shows me that he doesn't know anything about me, which is fine. You don't have to learn about the guy with 250 subs to just make fun of him, because like it's really funny to me that he framed, like, I mean, like, while we have the same argument, he frames the true one so respectful, and then he just makes fun of me the whole time, which is fine. I mean, I'm no stranger to shade. I throw shade more than anybody else, so I'm not worried about that. But like, while this is probably just gonna be the end of it, I should probably bite my tongue. I can't do that. Let's go ahead and listen. I was my side of the story was very poorly represented in this, as you kind of have to. If you're going to beat me, you have to poorly represent me, which makes a lot of sense.
Results, unless it's the IRS asking. And today, I was browsing Twitter, which in and of itself is a bad mistake, I must admit, when I saw this tweet by TrueTalent, and it says the following: "Food for thought. Doing 4K challenges and acting like they are wins hurts the understanding of the game and makes people use them as evidence that the game is balanced or even in the killer's favor, even though you can negate 2/3 of the overall objective to achieve this."
Okay, let's start with True's tweet. True's tweet is 100% correct. 100% correct. Okay, and if you if you don't like see that, like, you have never been on social media before. You've never been on social media. I know it's tough for the high and mighty fog whisperers to come down and interact with the commoners, but if you've ever been on like social media and had a debate with people on like the average person on social media, like, this kind of shit gets brought up. Okay, but I know, hard to believe, guys. Hard to believe, Scott John. But this is what people say. Like, they don't say it every time, but like, there are people that bring these up in debates. Also, I think it's really funny that they're allowed to like bring this up, and but the Deep Hip Squad is just. First of all, let me tell you something, kids, about statistically significant sample sizes. The thing about the. That I've already covered that. I don't need to cover that again. But whatever.
And this is not just an opinion that True holds. Other people have called me out for this, without naming anyone in particular. There was a person that really thought that me doing 50 wins in a row was bad for the game because, you know, the game is very, very survivor-sided. So goes the argument.
See, he can't even sit there. Like, he's in a fog whisperer status at this point. He is so gone that he can't even admit the game is survivor-sided on his platform. Like, this is how gone this guy is, bruh. Bro, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm really not. But, like, this guy's gone. He can't even sit there and admit the game is survivor-sided. Like, how many people are going to seriously sit there and say the game is killer-sided, or even? How many people are going to seriously sit there and say that? This guy can't even admit that on a stream anymore. I guess he'll get demoted if he does that.
And if I win so many times, I'm basically trying to, like, ignore the fact that killers are very weak.
No, that is not what I said in the video. See, this is how I know he didn't watch it. He just, he just skipped to the parts with his name in it. Which, again, you don't have to represent me. Well, I have 250 subs. People will take your word for it. But let's go see what he's playing my clip now, watch. Like this kind, and the same thing for these 50 win streak videos that Otzdarva makes. It's the same thing. It's the same damaging representation. Anybody can do it. Anybody can go win 50 times in a row with the spirit because their survivors are all bad. Okay, so this JB's being 100% serious, by the way. Yeah, he plays a 5-second clip, and then you're supposed to just take his word on the rest of the video. Okay, let's play that same clip. I think I'm playing that same clip, and let's recontextualize it because there's a very specific point I'm making throughout that video. Let's have a gander at it. About Otzdarva's 50 game streaks. He says the same thing that I say. Okay. What these people are doing, anybody can do, okay? The reason that this strategy, this shit right here works, is because the matchmaking is so bad. So let's fix the matchmaking and let's see if this shit continues. It won't. If you fix the matchmaking to where every game is 4-man Swift, this kinds of shit dies. Anybody can do it. Anybody can go win 50 times in a row with the spirit. Because their survivors are all bad. Like seriously, I bet I could go get a 50 win streak with the clown. Like right now, if I wanted to. That doesn't make the clown good. Like when you have potato survivors, it all depends on who you go against. If you get 50 potatoes in a row and can win 50 games as like the clown of the play, which I don't think he ever actually did that with those characters. But like if you can somehow scrub 50 games in a row with scrubs, that doesn't, and you win 50 games in a row as the Trapper. Trapper's still ass, okay? Like, that doesn't change anything. Like, that's flawed data because of how bad the matchmaking is in this channel. When you turn off bad matchmaking and put 4 good survivors together, what happens to Killer? I'll tell you what, they certainly ain't winning with a Shrine Showcase, Mindbreaker, and Predator build. They certainly ain't winning. I could keep going. I could play more clips. But from that same video and my surrounding videos, I had a huge rant about the matchmaking the other day. If you watch more than 10 seconds of this channel, you will know that the biggest issue I advocate for fixing is the matchmaking. The matchmaking is the biggest critical problem that the game has in its current form. Okay? The fact that a killer can go get 50 wins in a row is proof of nothing but the matchmaking sucking. Because you can go get 50 games in a row of bad players. I do not believe, I said this in my comment response on the video, I don't believe that this guy thinks he can go and beat 50 4-man Swift caliber teams with Trapper in a row. I don't really believe he thinks that. I'm not going to insult this guy's intelligence because this guy is smart. I don't think he actually believes that. I think deep down in his heart, he knows the same thing that I know, which is the game is unbalanced, and if the matchmaking system was fixed, his streak videos would go away. He wouldn't be able to do them. He's able to do them now because he gets at least half his games are, like, free. It doesn't matter when the brick hits you. My friend Thasner beat this guy, Mr. Otzdarva. He beat him with a solo queue group when he was on Spirit because the fucking 3 other team members just happened to be good. It doesn't matter when the brick hits you. The brick could happen on game 3. The brick could happen on game 36. It doesn't matter when the brick hits you. If you get hit by the brick of a Swift or a solo queue squad that's good, With a combination of a bad map and a bad early game, it doesn't matter when this brick hits you, your streak's dead. There's so many outside factors and outside variables, okay? And Scott John wants to be on his video and go, oh, Oats can do these because he's better than you. You know what, Scott John? There's too many variables, bruh. There's too many variables to say that. You can't really get any accurate data from any one of those games because there's too many variables, bruh. So, I just think there's too many variables. So, like, it's really funny to me. These guys are all bum chums and they're friends because, like, they actually don't. Their arguments don't work together. Which, I mean, that's fine. They can have disagreements, but like there's too many variables, Scott John. You can't say he's better than anybody. You know what? Here's what would be impressive, okay? Here, you want to do a challenge? Otzdarva, here's a challenge for you. I want you to fucking go on Marth's stream and DM him. And say, Marth, get the D-Pip squad back together. I want to run 50 games against you. And then your challenge there is to win 10. There you go. There's a real challenge for you. If you can win 10 against them, I'll give you a pass. But you're not going to do that. Because you'd lose. You'd lose consistently. You'd probably lose all 50 if the D-Pip squad got back together. Hell, the D-Pip squad can tie Scott John Perkless. Like... Like, oh god. And the devs just don't fix it because you just don't make them.
I thought this was ridiculous, and we'll address that later, but back to True's actual...
Okay, so, we're gonna talk about this. I get, this was an odd place to lump me in. Like, like, Oats called you out, bro. I called him out, bro. Let's not forget that. Like, who threw the first stone, bro? Me. I called him out. So don't think like, oh, bro, it's called you out, dude. Yeah, Because if I did not make that video, Lots was gonna fucking call me out. Yeah, So now this part in the middle, I completely agree with everything he's about to say in the middle. Like it's really funny. Like somebody in my comment section yesterday was trying to educate me on why a hook count doesn't matter, and I'm sitting here going, bruh. Like, by lumping me in with True, like, you just assume I think a hook count matters? Like, you're assuming I'm a True fanboy? Bro, a hook counter is a disgrace to any real scoring system. Like, for real. I don't agree with a hook counter system to score killer. I completely disagree with the hook counter system to score killer. If you're using a hook counter system to score killer, you're leaping it open to survivor-favored nonsense. So yeah, you can't score killer with a hook counter. Okay, so let's skip the middle because first of all, he goes through and like, here's the thing about him, bro. He always tries to one-up somebody. All these nice people, like, he always tries to one-up somebody. He's like, I went and I took True's add-ons and I used a very bad killer build to run it, and I was able to get all the hooks too. Bro, let me tell you something. All of your data and all of your stats are fucking flawed as shit because the matchmaking doesn't work. Everyone's stats are flawed, not just yours. Everyone's stats are flawed because of the matchmaking. Don't know how much I have to emphasize this point, bro. The matchmaking makes it so almost stats are flawed, your stats are flawed, True stats are flawed, everybody's stats are flawed because we have a system that doesn't reward anything except bad play and experience. It doesn't reward anything but experience. So you can push a bad survivor up so they can go get fucked by all the killers that are actually good. It inflates the kill rates. Kill rates look good because it pushes bad players up. Like, I don't know what the hot take on this issue is. Well, the hot take is that I call Daddy not very impressive and now everyone's defending him. Which, you know, is fine. That's what people do. But you cannot seriously sit here and tell me that this man would be able to do 50-plus wins if we had a matchmaking system that works in the current balance. Could he get more than a lot of people? Yeah, the man could probably cheese about 10 wins out of 50 games. He probably could do that, honestly. Like, if you've watched him play, he's very good. He's very, very good. Mr. Otz is. He's good. He could probably cheese 10 wins and maybe another 7 ties against the D-Pip squad. He probably could do that. Assuming he's not running bullshit, of course. But that says nothing about the current balance, bruh. The current balance is very, very bad. And while we're talking about this, we need to talk about why the DPIP squads matter, and then the other people don't. Like these streaks, the DPIP squad streak matters because the DPIP squad was able to turn off the fundamental flaw of bad matchmaking. Every game that they have is against a fully decked out killer because the matchmaking system didn't go fucking haywire until what made the matchmaking system go haywire? When did matchmaking really start to become busted, okay? I can't answer that because when I started, matchmaking wasn't very good, okay? But when I started in December 2018, and the matchmaking was way better then than it is now. What set the matchmaking haywire? You want to know the truth about that? What set the matchmaking haywire was the ruin change from a few years ago. Last year? Yeah, it's last year. Feels like an eternity. That's what like made the matchmaking go haywire. The matchmaking went haywire after the ruin change because killers quit, and then they lost a shit ton of killer players, and then the matchmaking just hasn't recovered since then. That's how I interpret it. That's my experience. But I digress. This is so like anytime someone presents stats, they're flawed because we have a bad matchmaking system. That's the main overall point here. And it was the main overall point on the first video too, that they can get away with bullshit. Like oh goodness gracious. Okay. And then at the very end, so he does this, and like we said, this doesn't matter because the matchmaking is flawed. Anybody can go in and do this. Like especially like one game. Like when you take one game and then you do it with everybody. Well, when you do it with one game, that's even easier to do because you can cherry pick which game you use. This guy is the king of cherry picking, bro. This guy is so like he's the king of cherry picking. I mean, when you have 10 hours to sit on your ass all day while the rest of us are at 9 to 5 jobs, you know, you can really like you really have a lot of games to cherry pick from. Now, you know what? Did he do this on his first time? Yeah, he probably did, but. Because, again, matchmaking being trash. For real. Okay? Like, yeah, he's gonna bring bad data to a YouTube video. He's gonna bring the data that most proves his point, especially when he's running, like, one game. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, goodness gracious. And then at the very end, was he addressed me again? I forget.
This game is actually not killer-sided at all. And that is a completely different debate. And how do I feel about that debate? Well, it seems to me like sometimes we want to have our cake and eat it too. It almost feels like if you're playing killer, you want the game to be balanced around you, specifically you, getting 4Ks every game.
See, this is 100% incorrect, okay? Again, I can upload this fucking game of me as playing as Shitslinger, where I criticize the matchmaking extensively for pairing me with horrible survivors that can't fight back. And I say I want the survivors to be able to fight back. This is boring. This is boring. I'm not having fun. This is boring because we just swamped them. And there was like it was completely boring to swamp 4 bad survivors. Just because that's what I've been doing the entire night. Seriously, bro, if you fucking go back ignoring keys, of course, if you go back and ignore fucking keys, like, for real, we probably have 50 plus wins already. For real. But, we don't play the game like an asshole. But, I'd say that, I say if, but, the main point of that, ladies and gentlemen, is that this guy can't even tell you. Can't even tell you. He's like, here's the debate. How do I feel about the debate?
You getting 4Ks every game.
Yeah, and like that, like we've dealt with that argument before because fucking Tofu said it. Okay.
And if you don't get 4Ks every game, it's not balanced. And honestly, I'm not even sure True nor me nor anyone else wants the game to be balanced.
And there's your ultimate proof, bro. The ultimate proof and the ultimate problem. First of all, I think you should not be putting words in True's mouth, but. True, I think True wants the game balanced, honestly. I think True strives to make the game better every time he plays it. That's why I respect him. because he's not just holding the hands of these devs going, wow, you're so good, good job, dear, gorgeous, like the rest of these fucking clowns are. But the main point of that is that we should be striving for optimal balance. And what I mean by that is if we have a killer at top level, a top level killer, and a group of top level survivors, we should be having a 2-man escape. That is what should be happening, okay? I've acknowledged as much so before. The balance of this game should be for 2-man escapes at optimal, at high level. But you're not seeing high level because of the, say it with me now, bad matchmaking. Once you turn bad matchmaking off, that's why I love the idea of an ideal MMR. I should probably start using that term, ideal MMR, because these behavior clowns are gonna do it right. I stress the idea that the ideal MMR is so needed for this game, okay? But it's never gonna get done. It's gonna get done with a crappy system that just doesn't work because it's not factoring the result in as much as it should be. It's just a shit ton of fucking garbage. Just like everything else that the devs do. They're never going to actually make it work because they don't want to balance the game. Okay? And this guy's saying, oh, we don't want the game balanced. So you're wasting everybody's time. And you know what? If the man wants to come on and admit that he's wasting your time, that he doesn't want the game balanced, like what, like how like do I have, I don't have to go out of my way to poorly represent you when you're poorly representing yourself.
I don't think that's the case. For the game to be balanced, you should be getting 2 kills every game, on average. And that's not what happens.
Yeah, you're right, because the matchmaking is terrible, so I get 4 kills a game, instead of the 0, like I should be getting. 0, like, I get 4Ks instead of 0 to 1s, like I should be getting. Like, wow, like, I love how he's, look at his face here, look at his face.
You getting 4Ks every game. And if you don't get 4Ks every game, it's not balanced. And honestly, I'm not even sure True, nor me, nor anyone else wants the game to be balanced. I don't think that's the case. For the game to be balanced, you should be getting 2 kills every game.
He said there's like, well, you should be getting 2 kills every game. Like, he's so smug, like he just schooled us. But he didn't school anybody. Like, I'm getting 4Ks every game because the game fucking sucks in the matchmaking department. So I can go bully bad players all night. Like, wow, that sounds fun. Why would I want to go play a competitive Smash MMR where I can play somebody that's on my level and learn something? No, it's better to bully the base skin Nia that has no idea what the fuck she's doing. Yeah, what a crock of shit.
On average. And that's not what happens. True's not getting an average of 2 kills, and I'm sure as hell not getting an average of 2 kills per game.
Yeah,
that's
neither am I. Neither am I. Neither is Stasner, who beat you in solo queue, by the way, Otz. But like, neither is any decent killer player, because the matchmaking. Like, this guy's not looking at any of the games. The biggest issue the game has was not mentioned by this twerp, nor was it mentioned by Scott Jund. And I honed in on it extensively in my video. You wouldn't know that if you played 5 seconds of it. But we hone in on that matchmaking issue extensively. Okay? Extensively. On this channel. The matchmaking is the biggest fundamental flaw. And you know what? You cannot tell me that if all these content creators got together and said the matchmaking is bad and needs to go, and then they all quit the game at the same time, guess what would be fixed the very next update? If like 10 fog whisperers with big followings quit the game at the same time in the name of bad matchmaking. What do you think would happen the very next chapter, ladies and gentlemen? And then this is what I say. I don't even really want to watch the rest of this. He makes fun of me again at the end because I never attempted his dumb challenge. But yeah, why would I attempt a challenge I believe is bad for the game? I believe that would make me a hypocrite. But and you know what? The hardest part about that, I was thinking about doing it for a little bit, but then I remembered, oh yeah, I'm in school. I can't do that. I got homework. I got shit to do. I have people to take care of. I got a life outside the game. I can't sit in front of my screen for 10 hours and beat 50 teams of scrubs with the clown. Sorry, bro. And you know what? If somebody wants to make it a financial benefit for me to do so, I'll have that shit done in 2 days. But you want to give me $10,000 to do it, I'll have the video posted tomorrow. But I'm not and plus even if I made the video, y'all would just flame it anyway. So it's not like the output of benefit is not worth the energy that I would spend doing it. Basic biology. But to end this video, like, I just, like, he sits there in front of his screen. They all do. Scott Junn sits there, he plays with his hair like a little girl during his videos. Like, everyone sits there in front of their screens. They're so fucking lifeless, okay? I may come off as an asshole, but I come off because I believe in this fucking game. And I fucking feel like I am the only one that sits on this fucking platform with any kind of fucking passion for this shit. Okay, I want the game to be balanced because I want to see the game be the success I know it can be. The game is in a state of limbo, and this concept doesn't fucking deserve that. Okay, I love this fucking game, and I don't see any passion for any of these top level fog whisperers anymore. They sit there because the game pays their fucking bills, and that's it. The game doesn't pay my bills. I don't fucking sit there and get ad revenue. I don't sit there on Twitch for 10 hours a day getting subs and getting donations. I do this because I fucking love it. Alright? And you know, all my friends say, Rosie, just quit. Rosie, just quit Dead by Daylight. Just quit the game. I don't want to quit the game because I fucking love it. And I want it to be a fucking success. What the fuck are you guys doing here? Besides sitting on your platform, making the game horrible for whatever reason. I guess that benefits you because you don't have to look bad. But I do this because I fucking love it. And I don't care how many times I get playing. I'm going to keep playing this game on the weekends because that's all I have time to do right now because I fucking love it. And I wish it was better. I fight for this game to be better at all fucking times. I'm not just sitting there saying, play the game, guys. Just keep playing with bad perks. Accept the mediocrity. What this man sat there in a chair and told you to do in this final section of the video was accept the bland mediocrity that these assholes shit out. And you know what? If you want to like that and you want to support that, that's fine, bruh. The game's never going to get any fucking better because there's no movement to make it fucking better. You're not gonna inspire change by liking videos like that. Okay? I'm getting the absolute fuck out of here. Okay? I need a break. I've had quite enough these past few days. Alright. GG's, lads. I'm done.